showcase any unique elements or character. Not for long. My passions include demolition, destruction, and Pilates. Oh, yeah. When I'm not giving homes hysterectomies, I'm snorting sawdust off a support beam in a gated community with men whose credit scores are California sober. Remember, ladies, the only thing standing between you and the beige, open-concept modern farmhouse of your Instagrammable dreams is a couple of wine coolers and several hundred square feet of drywall. Renovation isn't just a hobby for me, it's a lifelong commitment, and I won't stop till my environment is as colorless as a Lithuanian hockey team. I find I thrive without professional oversight. The only help I need is from my silent and obedient husband, who I proposed to in a Michael's parking lot in 2009. A regrettably less exciting commitment. So come on, ladies, roll up your sleeves. What are you waiting for? One of my social media fixations lately has been watching influencers spend endless amounts of time and money making their homes uglier and worse. Shredding wallpaper, shattering tiles, and of course, paint. So much paint. You put a paint roller in the hands of a couple going through a joint midlife crisis, and the terror they wield over the local housing market is incredible to behold. They told me not to paint the woodwork. Who are they? And why didn't you listen to them? What did those quaint little stained glass birds do to deserve having their staircase nuked with the concentrated power of the entire Hallmark cinematic universe?
Let's talk about my most controversial project, which is putting cement on my wood fireplace.
Here's a joke. What do renovators and lesbians have in common? They're not interested in exposed wood, apparently. But seriously, why do so many renovators think that covering original wood fixtures qualifies as an upgrade?
Now look, it's beautiful, but it's giving church, and I wanted a more modern vibe. So I mixed up some cement and I slapped it right on. The internet was very angry with me.
Rest in peace. The words modern vibe are basically a death knell for a house. If you're watching a renovation video and you happen to hear the words modern vibe, be prepared to watch an architectural atrocity unfold before you.
So I ended up staining it and it turned out so freaking good. I absolutely love it, but let me know. Do you think that I made a mistake doing this?
Yes, you did. But Lexi, don't feel too bad. It's not just you. Whether it's flippers threatening lower income neighborhoods with both kinds of whitewashing, or people just deciding to DIY their own dwellings, there seems to be an overwhelming push from renovators to eradicate color and detail, to replace the unique charm of individual homes with the same safely resellable copy-paste designs. Because why have a warm, hospitable living space when you can mix things up with a Siberian cell block look? Did you say Siberian cell block? Wow, that sounds so modern and minimalist. Whoa, what are you doing? This place is a dump. I'm here to upgrade it. I'd really rather you not do that. No, don't worry, girlie. I'm doing you a favor. Well, could you at least keep it down? I'm trying to make a video here. Come with me while I turn this sad, outdated apartment into something somebody would actually. Now, I know what some of you are gonna say. It's their house. They can do whatever they want to it. And that's absolutely true. But they're also posting their process online for the public, so I feel, as a member of the public, that I should have the right to about it. And from what I can tell reading the comment sections underneath these videos, a lot of people, like me, are tired of watching the life and soul HGTV'd out of home. My kids refused to speak to me for 3 months until I agreed to stop watching HGTV in the living room. They considered my enthusiasm situationally inappropriate, whatever that means. Oh my god. But before we continue, I'd like to take a second to talk about today's sponsor, Laylo. Whether you're piping, screwing, or some other vaguely suggestive construction term, Laylo has the tools to get the job done. They have a large catalog of luxury toys so you can try out diverse options and find out what's best for your body. All of them are made of ultra smooth premium silicone and are fully waterproof to ensure quality use and easy cleanup. June is Pride Month, and that means a month month-long celebration of everyone in the LGBTQ+ community. Exploring and stimulating your body is very beneficial for both your mental and physical health. Whether alone or with a partner, LELO's products can enhance your experience, or provide exciting new ones if you're feeling adventurous. I've always been impressed with the inclusive and uplifting language that LELO uses to promote their products all year round. This Pride Month, they have a special selection of LGBTQ+ toys suitable for all body types, with exclusive deals this June on toys that complement everyone's anatomy. Make sure to click the link in the description to check out LELO's website for yourself and use my code FUNKYPRIDE to get 10% off on all products. Just be careful with that. If you thought white paint and cemented fireplaces were bad, you're going to be gutted when you see the gorgeous southern mansion that this family gutted.
Let's talk about these stairs. Y'all are absolutely hating the fact that we took these stairs out. Don't get me wrong, they were absolutely gorgeous, but honestly, just not ideal.
Real estate gods, why do you always give your most beautiful homes to your most ungrateful buyers? The up thing is this house is actually not that far away from me. I guess I should have busted a nut to buy it before these barbarians.
Bust a nut to buy a house.
To get to the kitchen, you either had to go through the living room, and y'all, I can't wait for y'all to see the after, or you had to walk under the staircase. Donnie's 6'2", and it's just not ideal to walk under to get to the kitchen.
Then find a house that doesn't mildly inconvenience your gargantuan husband. Why did you have to destroy this one?
Even through every single door that you come through, the stairs were the focal point and blocked the beautiful view into the backyard. So it just made sense to me that they needed to be taken out. I think that this is just so much more family friendly. And here's a sneak peek at the new stairs. Bye. Bye.
I think a moment of silence is in order. This should be considered an act of domestic terrorism. You should serve jail time, okay? The house could have easily been restored with just a little work. This is the equivalent of someone going in for like half a syringe of lip filler and getting one of those scary Dr. Kim facelifts instead.
Y'all's comments are literally giving me nightmares, but that's okay. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But I'm gonna circle back that this is our dream house and we're just trying to make it as homey as possible.
Guys, we just had to buy it. It's literally our dream house. We just hate the walls, and the floors, and the staircase, and the—
We are going for the modern farmhouse look, but hope y'all still follow along for the journey.
Modern farmhouse, you say? Yeah, the AI-generated Donald Trump t-shirt was a bit of a giveaway. Look, even Donald's upset about it. It was a beautiful staircase, the best staircase even. I can't believe you got rid of it.
We did test out some paint colors, and I'll drop them right here for y'all to check out and let me know your favorite. I feel like this is the hardest thing. I am starting to love City Loft. It's the second color from the left. Scrolling on Instagram, I'm just loving all white houses.
But of course, we can't talk about bad renovations without addressing the German schmear incident. And no, I'm not talking about a delicious bagel topping. I'm talking about a couple of flippers from Florida who made the internet flip out when they decided to update a 1970s home to turn a profit.
Today we are taking this fireplace from hobbitcore to cottagecore. Now a lot of you suggested that we should just clean the stones and it would brighten it. However, these stones have very large dark grout lines that just look dirty even after a good scrub. So we're going to be trying the German schmear technique.
I guarantee, no matter how bad you think this is gonna look, that it's worse than that.
Let me just say that this was a true trust the process project for us, as it was looking a bit scary before we started smoothing out the grout lines. We do still need to complete the look by finding a nice chunky wood mantle and of course replacing those ugly sconces, but here is how it turned out. What do you think?
You know, you should keep the ugly sconces. Hopefully they'll distract from the ugly fireplace. It definitely isn't hobbitcore anymore. I don't really know what kind of core it is, though. I feel like the Germans wouldn't approve. If you're German, comment down below your appraisal of this schmear. This was just one of many unpopular decisions this couple made while renovating. Not a single room in this house was spared from their creativity.
Hands down, one of the coolest features of this property is this gorgeous dedicated studio space. Currently, the main wall has this mid-century wood shelving unit that I love. However, we have something even better planned for this wall.
I'm Sure you do.
Studio was advertised as an artist studio, and we quickly realized it was just lacking the art. Crazy how much happier it truly makes this space feel. Comment below how you would use a studio space like this. I can imagine it so many different ways.
That looks like something that would be painted on the side of a restaurant in a tax code where I am going to be overcharged for underseasoned tacos. If you're a tourist in an unfamiliar city, consider that font a portent of doom for your wallet. Also, maybe I'm just a raging narcissist, but I feel like most artists would prefer their own art to be on the walls of their art studio, not someone else's. However, nothing could have prepared me for what they were about to do to the living room ceiling.
This vaulted ceiling was just begging for a beam.
Me too, girl. Me too.
And today we are finally installing one. Due to the size of the beam needed, we knew we'd have to find a faux beam for us to physically be able to have the strength to lift. We found these vintage style wood beams made from foam from a company called Outwater, which ended up being the perfect solution.
Why do I punish myself like this? It looks like a set piece for an underfunded theater. Actually, I'm pretty sure I saw this backstage senior year when I was playing The Baker's Wife in a high school production of Into the Woods.
Of course, this room was just long enough that we had to use a second beam, but luckily they have these rubber straps to hide the seams.
I want to make a joke about rubber straps so bad, but I'm pretty sure I've maxed out my innuendo quota for this video. This looks like something I would see on the ceiling of a rainforest cafe. All we need is some artificial shrubbery, some ominous animal noises, put a Rumble in the Jungle rap in my hand, and I'm there. I'm transported.
For lighting, we wanted a mid-century kind of funky light to keep in the 70s spirit for the space, and I am so obsessed with the one we ended up choosing.
Oh, the 70s spirit, of course. You mean the 70s spirit that the house that was built in the 70s already had before you bought it? That 70s spirit? Also, I'm no contractor, but attaching lighting to a foam support beam, that's objectively a bad idea, right? Like, we can all agree on that. Throughout the entire renovation process, the response from viewers was overwhelmingly negative, but this couple ignored all advice and suggested alternatives, instead making fun of the commenters for being upset about the changes.
Never in my life did I think a fireplace DIY would trigger the internet so much that the app would have to turn on anti-bullying mode. Have you been personally impacted by this fireplace makeover? And we are so happy with how the living room is coming along. Hopefully you agree, but if not, I am sure you will let us know. To say we got a lot of backlash for our choices online as we worked on this home would be an understatement, but I am incredibly proud of us for seeing this through.
And that kind of weird antagonistic relationship between these types of accounts and their comment sections is a consistent pattern that I've seen.
Thought I'd give you a little before picture, and yes, we ripped it all out. I was most worried about people's opinions, but at the end of the day, this is our house. We are making this our dream home. It was gorgeous. It was known as the $1 million bathroom. Yep, you got that right. We ripped it out all too.
These renovators are constantly asking for opinions about their work, but they never listen to any criticism and act like victims when they get an honest answer. As if they're being forced to film it and put it online instead of just doing it for themselves. If a millennial knocks down a wall and no one's there to post it, does it make a sound? But of course they keep posting this stuff. They get far more engagement from making people upset than listening to their audience. If you go to any one of these pages, you'll quickly recognize that the videos that do the best are the most divisive. Pissing people off is profitable in an attention-based economy. Often what they're doing is so pointlessly destructive that it becomes painfully obvious rage bait, especially with lower investment projects like furniture. Look at the difference in viewership between two almost identical videos, one where a stool is stained and restored, another where it's purposefully damaged. I mean, look at this one. She's just slapping the paint roller on the top of the table without even using painter's tape. This one might ruffle some feathers. I know what you're doing, Bria. So to anyone who feels like I'm being a bully, remember, this is a balanced ecosystem. They get attention by being dumb on the internet, and I get attention by making fun of them for being dumb from on the internet. It's an entertaining, symbiotic relationship that we share. After the consistent backlash, the Florida flippers were excited to silence the haters by announcing that they had managed to sell the house and turn a profit.
Despite most of the internet actively hating our every decision on that 70s home flip, it is officially sold, so let's break down the numbers and see if we truly ruined it. Subtract our closing costs, the original purchase price, along with our renovation budget, you will see that we made about $92,000 for 4 months of work. So while some of you were sitting and criticizing our choices, we were out here actually putting in the work and building wealth for our growing family. Also, we didn't go over our profits from social media, but go ahead and write a hate comment. It will help fund our next flip.
I don't think selling the house necessarily indicates that the changes you made to the house were good, and this may be a controversial take, but I feel like being a flipper has become an intrinsically parasitic practice. In all fairness, a given flipper might do a fantastic job of breathing life into an old residence, but I feel like the whole process encourages renovations to be done as quickly and cheaply as possible. To do work that will last just long enough for you to jack up the price and dip, so the poor suckers you duped into buying the Frankenstein building don't even know how screwed they are until your upgrades start chipping and peeling and falling apart in less than a year. I mean, did you tell the buyers about the foam beam? More than that, flippers have the greatest incentive to get rid of the charm of outdated homes, remodeling them to be boring and colorless because, after all, the house is being designed to sell, not to be lived in.
Ultimate goal here is to take one large size bathroom and make 2 normal size bathrooms. This will take the house to a 3, 2.5. instead of a 3, 1.5, which will increase the value.
If it's all about increasing the value of the home, then any unique features are just an obstacle to selling the property, and it should be unsurprising when these are demolished or painted over to appeal to the widest possible range of buyers. But I think there are a few other reasons for the disconnect between people posting renovation content and the people consuming it. While not a complete answer, there's definitely a generational difference at play. On average, the people who have the money and resources to renovate houses are from a different generation than the younger people who are the most active online and engaging with the videos. So the people watching tend to have a very different taste than the people posting, which is why you see all the comments specifically mourning millennial design choices. In general, millennials tend to be more interested in minimalism, while the younger generation has already started to get nostalgic for their parents' and grandparents' more opulent decorating. There's definitely an underlying resentment and helpless frustration from young people having to watch homes get ripped apart before they can even participate in a housing market with prices still so far out of reach. The way these renovators talk about the previous owners and their decisions can also be very off-putting. There's often such an air of superiority and contempt in their voices while talking about the fixtures that make an older building unique.
Let's demo the master closet, or at least that's what the previous owners called this.
Padded fabric walls, circus curtains, more padded walls.
They like their texture.
As if in a few decades, a brand new family won't be wandering through those rooms laughing at your dated choices and going through so much paint stripper to uncover what you tried to hide. Because this isn't really a new phenomenon, it's been happening for a while now. A few decades ago, shag carpet and linoleum were being stapled and glued down to gorgeous bare hardwood floors, and now everyone's desperately trying to get rid of it. But I think social media in an unstable housing market has accelerated this cycle to the point that people are spending thousands of dollars to adhere to trends that are already starting to die out. There's also the basic fact that these renovators are taking a finite resource and destroying it to create an infinitely reproducible one. There are only so many older homes left, while there are countless homes already updated with modern furnishings. If you have a style you like, that's fine. No judgment. no matter how ugly it is, but it just seems wasteful to buy a home specifically that has unique decor only to rip it all out and replace it with stuff anybody could buy off of IKEA. If you want a modern home, why not just buy a modern home or build one even? Look, I can't pretend that I'm not a little biased. Okay, a lot biased. I've shed a tear or two over houses in my local area being demolished and replaced by these monstrous monochromatic cubes, okay? But I think people are justified in getting upset at these renovation videos, and I think someone complaining about the loss of these beautiful homes doesn't necessarily make them a hater. Darla, what are you doing?
Oh, I was just taking out this wall real quick. It'll really open up the space, don't mind me.
Darla, that's the bathroom wall.
Yes.
So typically, people have an expectation of privacy when they use the bathroom.
I don't understand.
Darla, listen to me. I know you love to DIY.
I won 3 DIY competitions this past year. They weren't competitions until I showed up.
That is concerning. I need you to understand that a little color, a little detail is okay. You don't have to get rid of it. I think if you look deep inside yourself.
What the f***? Sounded like you were gonna start monologuing. I'm not getting my deposit back.